My dad and I are starting the ultimate challenge in Scotland as we take on the jobs as managers in the lower league as my dad becomes the manager of Alloa Athletic. Meanwhile, I am taking over as Queen of the South. The goal, well, that is to become the first to win the Scottish Premier League and claim ultimate bragging rights. But can my tactical genius outwit his old school footballing brain, or will he prove that experience beats innovation? With intense rivalries, tight budgets, and the dream of toppling Celtic and Rangers, this one cannot be missed. Now, this isn't a random appointment. My dad selected Alloa because his mother, my nan, is in fact from Alloa, a club that is currently of just a semi-professional status. My club, however, completely random if I'm honest, based solely on I like the kids. Although very similar size to Alloa, Queen of the South are a professional club, but according to the season preview, both are in a very similar situation in the league. After having a little look at my squad, I've gone for a 4-3-3 tactic using a false 9 up front, but I have brought in one player to add to the side. That being a right back named Sean Rooney, who did play for us briefly in 2016-17, but he is definitely an improvement on what we have in the fullback position right now. But maybe considered a signing in itself, we locked down our best striker, who's only 19 and has just 1 year left on his contract to a longer deal. Dad, however, has opted to go for a narrow diamond formation to be able to play a lot of his star men. He was trying to improve his team, but players were just rejecting him from other clubs. So the obvious option would be to ask for a professional status for Alloa, which could help the recruitment. But the club rejected his request at this point, unfortunately for Dad. He did manage to sign a midfielder on a part-time contract on a free transfer, which gives him lots of options now for his diamond formation. And with the first game of the league campaign in, Dad salvages an away point at Dumbarton. Meanwhile, I was picking up 3 points away from home at Inverness. It was a good start, 3 wins in 4 games for me at the top of the league table, with Dad in second place and currently unbeaten. All right, Dad, so it's a good start to the season for both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not favourites to go up. There's 2 relegated sides who were favourites. We're like 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th at one point. I do fancy our chances after looking at that.
Well, I'm really pleased. I haven't lost a game yet, so
yeah,
I'm happy with that. 2 draws, 2 wins, yeah.
I mean, obviously you only brought in one player. The big part of this is the semi-professional status. You kind of need to get that sorted.
Definitely, yeah.
Especially if you go up next season, playing in the championship.
It's the fitness of the players more than anything. You know, they're working all day and then coming to work, coming to football at the time, do you? So.
Yeah, and just being able to sign players. Like, you're not going to be able to attract the best players if you've got semi-professional who can only give them part-time contracts.
No.
So that's something that you're going to need to address pretty soon. But Dad, talk to me then about this diamond formation. Obviously, McElroy's come in. He was your only sign-in this summer. He slots in nicely on that left-hand side.
Yeah, I had a look at the players available. This is probably the best formation I could get using the players that I had in my team that I felt were good enough to sort of do something in this league. Didn't have very many wingers, so a couple of strikers. So I thought I'd go with this. Hopefully, it's going to be good enough for this season. I'm sort of a bit weak in areas. You've got to take a chance when you're semi-professional. It's what you got available, isn't it?
I mean, this division, the Cinch League 1 automatic promotion and 4 or 3 playoff spots.
Yeah.
And the 3 playoff spots, I believe, if you finish in second place, you wait for the other 2 to play each other, then you play one of them. And then, if you win that, you then have to play the team who finished second from bottom, like, for example, right here would be Montrose, in the league above.
Yeah.
And if you beat them, then they get relegated, you get promoted. If you don't beat them, everybody stays where they are.
There's one answer
it's
to
complicated,
that,
yeah.
There's one answer to that, isn't it?
Finish automatically.
You win the league, yeah.
So only one person can go up automatically. Can that be one of us? Now, we've seen the fixtures. Dad, you are unbeaten. We are about to play each other in 2 league games time as well. But of course, there are other cups in Scotland. You love playing in Scotland.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the old cups sort of like, I do enjoy winning the cup. So I'm the cup king in Scotland.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the very first time ever, you're managing Alloa Athletic, which you have a bit of affinity for.
Yeah, my mum was born in Alloa, and I have actually been to Alloa to see where she was born. I've been close to the stadium, seen the stadium. So yeah, as soon as we said we was going to do this, I jumped in and I said, I'll be Alloa then.
Yeah, and I'm Queen of the South just because I like the kid. So there we go. Season number 1. Let's see what happens when we go through and see who pinches that first position. Will it be one of us? In the matchup against each other, just 1 goal was scored, and it was by Adam Brooks, who gave us a vital 3 points in the race to the league title this season. I certainly wasn't running away with it, though. I picked up a good number of losses. And the second time Dad and I clashed, this time Dad's team took the 3 points to a 2-0 win, keeping his promotion hopes high. And it was really tight at the top, with the understanding that we both knew one of us would probably end up in the playoffs, with the other getting automatic promotion. But with the other two results between us ended in a draw and a win for Dad's Alloa side, he isn't going down without a fight. Unfortunately for him though, he couldn't quite catch my Queen of the South side, who had gained that one and only automatic spot this league campaign, and Dad went into the playoffs, where Dad also lost the first leg. Thankfully for him though, his Alloa side picked up a huge second leg 5-0 win. But to get promoted, he would now have to defeat Wraith, who are in the league above in a promotion/relegation playoff. Again, Dad would have to overcome the first leg loss after conceding in the 90th minute. But in the second leg, up stepped Connor Salmon to level the aggregate score with a penalty, and in the 75th minute, a ball down the left-hand side was headed home to secure the win and promotion for Dad. Well, Dad, you got the win and, of course, promotion.
Pleased with that.
You are joining me in the Cinch Championship.
Get in, Connor. Done me a big favour there.
He did, didn't he?
2 goals when I was... I lost the first leg, so brilliant. Well done.
Went up through the hard way, coming through the playoffs.
Kept the clean sheet.
Deservedly, obviously, finishing in second place. Quite close, but yeah, you are joining me in the league above. Now, the league itself, we kind of finished quite high ahead of everyone, but the goal difference was the plus 26 for you, plus 44 for me, when the highest outside of that is Cove Rangers of plus 12. But there we go. But goals-wise, we didn't exactly have the biggest goal scorers. Callum Gallagher there with our Broth was the top scorer of the league. You had Luke Donnelly with 17. It's defensively. Clean sheets, we both had the 2 highest there. Ross Stewart for me with 17. He's done really well. And you've got PJ Morrison there with 13.
I'm surprised because I was a bit doubtful with my keeper. I felt like I needed to change him. I didn't think he was good enough. So, yeah, I'm happy. I mean, the one thing that lets me down sort of one-on-one's 9. I was a bit worried about that. So, yeah, he's done me a favor. He's done well. Well done, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
shocked to anybody that you was looking to change goalkeepers.
I'm not promising you'll be there next season.
Yeah. I mean, now, obviously, you are losing Luke Donnelly. You can see here he's leaving on a free transfer, unfortunately. But
I'm going to expect that, and I.
Yeah, so that is going to
Someone's going to offer him
be
a
next
full-time
season.
contract. They're going to take him, isn't they?
Exactly that. Yeah, and Connor Salmon, who is... won your promotion. He's 37. I very much doubt you're going to be. And 35 for Kevin Corley, who played quite a lot of games. A lot of first-team players leaving.
There's a lot of goals to replace as well.
Yeah, but going up a division, that can be a good thing. What also is a good thing is you also, Dad, have a professional status now.
I needed that.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to help me now getting some players in.
That is going to help.
Yeah.
Now, financially, you haven't been given much of a transfer budget, just 15 grand.
Winning and dealing?
Yeah, so, but a decent wage budget. We don't really know much about this division yet in terms of what type of players we can get, etc. So it's going to be one of them.
The good thing I noticed as well, if I sell any players, I get 100%.
Yeah, so that's but there's not a lot of value in your squad. Oh, good, I get 55 grand for my best player. It's going to be one of those where we're going to play it by ear, really, and find out how good this transfer window can be. But let's have a look at the Queen of the South squad that I've got. Adam Brooks, who of course signed a new deal at the start of the season. He's 20 years of age now, got 15 goals this year. Is he going to be good enough in a league above? We're not quite sure. 16 assists and 11 or 10 goals there for McKennie on that right-hand side. Not bad. I don't know whether I will keep maybe the shape, but I don't know whether this exact system will be running next year, because I basically based it around some of the players' best positions. I did a U, like false 9 is Brooks, and it's not exactly a role I enjoy using, the false 9. I can't really normally get it to work, but it's done all right for me here. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, transfer budget for me, I've got less than what you have, and the wage budget is also less. So yeah, maybe the fact that you're now a professional club, they're backing you as well. You've got more, I guess, more backing than what I have. Yeah, more resources.
I think the only difference between the two squads, your squad seems to be a bit younger than my squad. So
yeah, you had a couple of players who are a little bit older, and I don't think I'm losing many players from my first team. These are all the players who are running out of contract now. There's only a couple of players there who've actually played any games. So yeah, I mean, what I can do with the transfer budget, don't know, but it's all about survival in the Cinch Premiership next season. Immediately, I'm getting excited because of the prospect of a board takeover which could bring me in some more money. But within a couple of days, that seems to have fallen through and won't be happening. Dad began the summer bringing in players to immediately strengthen his team with a new midfielder and a striker coming through the door at Alloa. My options were fairly limited in comparison, and I brought in a midfielder but was struggling to find players in the position I needed, defence. I couldn't for the life of me find any fullbacks, and I ended up signing an attacking midfielder, which right now I'm not using, but it did give me an idea. So call me crazy, I might steer away from the 4-3-3 that won me the league last season, and I built an absolutely wild 3-2-4-1 tactic as a base shape, which would utilise a lot of the attacking players I've approached. Because I am finding some cracking players in attacking positions, like another attacking midfielder as well as a winger as well. My scouts were also finding me players once a lot of the players were failing to find clubs and were lowering their standards. Dad was also benefiting from this too, and he began approaching players he previously stood no chance in signing. Although there were occasions that he couldn't get the players that he wanted because of work permits. Even still, he managed to bring in some quality players that gave Alloa a good shot of doing well this season. What could be even more crazy is Dad is sticking with the same tactic as he used last season. He must be poorly or something. I also managed to bring in players that instantly improves my team, and especially the striker Owuzu, who I genuinely believe could play in the Scottish Premiership. Dad's new signing Dobby won the fans over immediately as he scored the equaliser in a 1-1 draw with Dundee on the opening day. Meanwhile, Partick Thistle scored a very late goal to prevent me from picking up 3 points in my first game. But then I've either discovered the best kept secret system in world football, or we're getting incredibly lucky. Because we weren't just scoring goals and doing well, we were slaughtering teams that we were playing early on. Scoring 6 past 1, 4 past another, 3 against Dundee and Hamilton, but Dad was also thriving and unbeaten at this point of the window closing, winning 3 and drawing 2. Hey, I tell you what, Dad, not a bad start to the season we got going on here.
We've done really well here, haven't we? We're taking this league apart already.
I mean, we are both unbeaten. You've drawn a couple of games there.
Yeah.
I've drawn 1 game, so I'm currently top just by 2 points ahead of you, but obviously it's really early days yet. We're the only 2 unbeaten teams in the league. You didn't change tactic, which
no,
really unlike you. I did, and I went risky. Like,
yeah,
there's no way like this should be just something that I've stumbled upon that nobody's ever used before, by the way, that I've seen. And yeah, I mean, so far it's so good. I mean, a couple of the players that I brought in were unbelievably good. You can see obviously the striker that we just brought in.
You've got to be looking at that striker, haven't you?
Yeah,
19
he is
years of
fantastic.
age. He looks good. Well, he's got to be really good as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, a step above compared to what we were looking at last year as well.
Yeah,
he has some weaknesses like the consistency, etc. But from a free transfer, used to be part of Inter Milan's team. I've never used him before, Inakawuzu. So he got 16 goals last season in the Serie C.
He's already got 2 for you.
He's got 2 already in this league. But I think my top goal scorer is actually this man here, Ben Davies. He's Thai/English. Again, really good for a free transfer. Last season was playing in the Thailand league. He's got 6 goals in 5 games from attacking midfield. Like,
unbelievable, isn't it?
That's so good. I mean, we'll look at the transfers because a couple of the ones we haven't really covered yet. Ben Davies was that guy there. Frankie Masonda was actually a loan deal to play at the back. He's already injured because that's always what happens to me as soon as I sign a new player.
Yeah.
They always get injured. But he comes in as a good defender because although I was finding really good attacking players, one thing I did notice, I was struggling to bring in good defenders, which was one of the reasons why I thought, right, let's go where I'm only using 3 at the back and not having to worry about fullbacks. Because other than Sean Rooney, who, funny enough, actually has been playing, but in my best 11 doesn't get in the team, I couldn't really find any good fullbacks. And I thought, well, let's just go without fullbacks and go attacking. And so far, it's been quite good for me. A couple of loan deals coming in. This guy is not bad. I pretty much picked him up because his physicals are fantastic and he's 6'3". And then we've got Mutsuma as well, who I've got on loan from Benfica on the left-hand side, who can also play up top. So got some good options up there. And yourself, Dad, you've also done the same. Now, our scouts have, I think, have done us really well here.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
You found quite a lot of free transfers late on, just before the season really started, where you're picking up now your best player in those positions.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
centre midfielder,
good strength
Nicky Lowe.
centre midfielder. Yeah, the striker you've seen there, or he's more of a winger, but he is also a striker as well. And we know what I've just lost both my strikers really.
Yeah.
So, and that's where he'll play. He'll play up front for me. So,
And then we've got this man, Kalaja.
this was one of my late signings. Yeah, so
I
really
think
pleased.
that's probably your best signing.
100%. I needed a new defender. This is the guy that can do it for me. Bit concerned that he was weak on the left because I think I'm playing him on the left as well. So
Yeah. Although he can play left,
that's what I'm worried about.
but he's right-footed.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, I was looking for a left side, and we all know they're quite hard to pick up, and they. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's going there, but he's a good defender for this league. I
I mean, he
think.
comes straight out of Real Madrid's academy. He played
Here we go. Yeah.
for the second team there, 30
Yeah.
games last season. So straight from there to Alawa.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Brilliant.
But yeah, there's a lot of free transfers that have come in that you've picked up that, is going to do a world of good in terms of the size of your squad. But
Yeah, definitely. I had to get a couple of players in, and as you can see, I think the majority of them have all gone in as well. So
yeah,
well, the defenders have moved to the right hand side now, so that's okay. So my attack's looking a lot better. Nice young attacking forward now.
Yeah.
And I got another youngster in as well, not a 19-year-old who's not on starting lineup.
Luke Rankin, that guy there.
Yeah, this guy could be good as well. So I thought I'd get him in. I'm touching where at first I bought him and I thought I'd lock him in, but then I got the other striker. So
Yeah,
I thought,
and then his potential then goes down
completely
then
dropped,
because
yeah.
you signed better players.
Yeah,
That seems
that's
to
the
be
only problem.
That's the problem you have. Well, at the start of the transfer window, we were looking at players that we had signed, and they were like 4 or 5 star because it's compared to the squad you've got.
Yeah.
And then that was the same with him. He had like a 4-star with a 5-star white star there, which means obviously he could be amazing in terms of the potential of your squad. Then you've signed better players since, and now he looks bang average.
Not so good, yeah.
Not so good
But
at all.
at the end of the day, he's there to help. He's a youngster. I'm going to have him for a few seasons now. So,
Yeah.
I feel that I've got a better team. I'm not going to say a squad. I'm going to say a better team now, and it's proven that already in this league. I haven't lost yet, so
Yeah.
good start. I'm pleased with that.
I mean, yeah, season preview does stick you down in 10th place, 200-1. They're
Yeah.
a little bit more friendly to me.
They
in
are,
6th
yeah.
place there,
Yeah.
5-1. But so far, we're defying the odds here. Not finishing. We're currently in 1st and 3rd place. Again, though, it's a playoff scenario.
Yeah.
It's a difficult league to get out of. But can we do it? A month later, Dad and I finally clashed, and although Dad's Alawa side was doing well, they were simply not prepared for Ben Davies on this day, as he scored 4 goals in Alawa in a 5-0 win. He didn't score in the second matchup that we played Dad just before Christmas, but Owuzu did in another 3-1 win for the Queen of the South. Dad's form was good up until the December fixtures, but he is still holding on to a playoff position as I somehow pull an even further lead at the top of the league. In the new year, they did eventually beat my Queen of the South side 3-2 with a last-minute penalty, but this wasn't a one-off win. Dad's side was really good in the back half of the season and picked up a lot of victories. He was just really hard to beat, and for the second season in a row, we record a 1-2 finish in the league table, and Dad enters the playoffs. And in the first leg, away to Dundee in the second round of the playoffs, Dad's team took a great advantage, winning 3-2 and scoring in the first minute. But Dundee did get a sneaky second goal in the 90th. And that lapse in defending in the first leg could be fatal for Dad's promotion hopes, as Dundee completely take it to Dad and in the second leg go on to win the game 2-0, joining me in the promotion party and leaving Dad and Alawa in the championship for another season. Oh, you've got to be gutted with that. Taking a first leg win as well.
Done the hard job of being away from home, didn't I? I'm absolutely robbed. I mean, Dundee lost 13 league games this season. I only lost 5, same as you.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just got stuffed, didn't I?
I mean, you even had the better of the game, though. You had 20 shots to their 9 and couldn't score a goal. 5 on target. Had an XG of 1.51 and couldn't find the net. And a 4-3 aggregate loss.
Disappointed. I mean,
means
last
that you
season I've
stay
done
in
the
the
opposite,
league.
didn't I? I lost that away from home, then won my home game and it went through. This time, I've been done.
Dundee.
I mean, to be honest with you, if you'd asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have just said to you I wanted to survive in that league. So I'm really pleased with what I've done this season, but when you get that close and you lose that way, I'm just absolutely gutted.
I mean, the promotion playoff, you would have to have faced Falkirk.
Yeah.
Dundee beat them 2-0 in the second leg again. So they are the second leg kings, it seems, this season. So they will be getting promoted alongside Queen of the South. Don't ask me how, But somehow we only lost 5 games all season. One of them was, of course, against you, Dad, there. We also drew against you in one of the home legs. But I don't know how I managed to do that, playing that tactic.
And say goal difference.
Yeah.
You scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, I mean, look at the average ratings.
Yeah.
And they're all my front 4 players, basically. Yeah. Grant Savory was one of the centre attacking midfielders that was there, and obviously the other 3 we've highlighted before. Clean sheets-wise was your goalkeeper. PJ Morrison was up there with 15. I only had 10, and I won the league. So, as you say, whereas last season, I probably relied on a really good defence, this season, I just relied on scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the golden boot winner either. Ben Davies, which was my centre attacking midfielder, got 19. So
I'm surprised. I'd like to know where that new striker done, because he was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's there with 12 goals. So he played 36 games, got 12 goals. Decent amount.
Yeah.
And he's worth up to £1.9 million. Not bad for a free transfer.
No.
Not bad at all. So let's have a look then, Dad. At Alloa Athletic, of course, the other cup competitions you were eliminated fairly early. 5th round by St Johnstone. Scottish Cup's quite good, to be fair.
Yeah.
But squad-wise, I mean, 16 goals from Lewis Dobby, the 19-year-old, and Michael Roof also got 16 goals.
Yeah.
There are a few players who are leaving the club. This might be your downfall here, including the likes of PJ Morrison, your goalkeeper. I mean, you do have an opportunity to try and persuade him to stay, but right now, I mean, there is an offer going in. Maybe he will opt to stay.
Hope he does.
Yeah, he kept his options open.
Yeah, I mean, it already shows that he was the best keeper in the league, so I've got to try and keep him.
Absolutely. So there's a couple of players there that you might want to try and see if you can keep hold of for another season. And the transfer budget is quite good.
Yeah, better than last season, I think. So, yeah.
But we know you don't necessarily have to have a good budget. You just need to have a decent enough wage budget to find those free transfers. And to be honest, it's not now you need to find the free transfers. It's like middle July.
Yeah, definitely.
That's where we found all of the good players.
Ones,
we couldn't attract anybody until the middle of July when players realised, I can't get into any other club.
That's right.
I'll have to go to Alloa or have to go to Queen of the South.
They also dropped their wage demand as well then, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's what gives us a bit more chance then.
Yeah, it's the same situation as when the Saudi players...
Yeah.
When they first leave, they're like, I want 400 grand. And then, like, 2 months later, you go, what do you want now? And they'll go, I want 40 grand. I think we're in the same situation there, with just a few levels down. So I'm going to go into the Premiership. And the race is to win the Premiership.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
I've just got to survive.
It's going to be really hard, though. Yeah, you got to survive, else you could be joining me again.
Absolutely. So Ben Davies, 24 goals. We've got Adam Brooks with 20, which isn't bad at all. That's the striker that I was using last season. Still doing really well, and he's wanted as well. But Grant Savory, what a season he's had. 15 goals and 10 assists. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Free transfer bringing him in. 18 assists just in the league alone. Really good season there. So I've got to be happy with that. The transfer budget, they've given me 0 to play around with. Like, this is not good. Financially, of course, I had a decent season, and yet they've crashed the finances because of the guys I brought in, I guess. So I kind of just need to... I mean, I think the big question is, going into season 3, do I stick with that? Or do I go to the more defensive situation that I had the season before, which obviously carried me through promotion, so I know it kind of works, but defensively it was a lot stronger.
It's a difficult league.
Yeah.
It's a difficult league.
Because if I play that, I'm getting hammered by 4 teams.
Your top 5 teams are always there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're going to give you hammerings.
Yeah, definitely.
It's how you do against the rest of the league, really.
Yeah, the old firm clubs playing that, I'm going to probably get destroyed.
Oh, definitely, I think, yeah. So, good luck, son. Might see you next season.
Maybe.
I might just transfer over past you.
Yeah, it all depends. Yeah, we could switch next season and it'll be really embarrassing, wouldn't it? It all depends on recruitment, I think. If I can find the right players, I could survive. I just don't know whether it'll be this or whether it will be the 4-3-3. But hey, let's find out.